my friends, and welcome to this week's live stream. I'm Sonia for those who don't know me, and I have a big passion for planting roses and creating beautiful spaces like wonderful rose garden. So before we start to speak about particular roses that I wanted to introduce to you today and speak about today, let me show you my garden so that those of you who are pretty new here know what I'm speaking about when I speak about my beautiful rose garden and how I created it. So this is my rose garden magic, and it inspires not just only me, but also the other people who are watching my videos. And I hope that I can help you with creating something similar for you. And a lot of you I know are even already planting roses. So I very much enjoy all the comments about how well these particular roses work in your garden, and just exchange the ideas. What is the next rose we may plant into this garden or the yours? And I really enjoy the garden, especially when in June everything is in bloom. So I'm very happy that you are here, and hopefully, if you have questions, just put it down in a comment. Even if I speak, I will read it thereafter, and we will then speak and discuss, and I can help you maybe with the one or other question you may have. In this week's video, I presented 3 roses that were new varieties to my garden of this year and that I liked a lot. They were mostly purple ones and had beautiful energy. But as you can imagine, I do not have only 3 new roses in my garden this year. I had many, many others, to be honest. So today I wanted to speak again about 3 of them in particular, just to show you these roses and speak about why I bought them, what inspired me to buy these roses, and how I have them. I planted all 3 of them in the pots because my garden is not that big, and it's really kind of where to put all the new roses. And I thought that the path to our garage would be very good for kind of potted arrangement with few roses that I wanted to add to my collection. And the first rose that I want to speak about is actually a rose that is absolutely beautiful and named after a woman that inspired so many people in the world. It's a woman who passed away already, but her devotion to work and discipline is something that I really admire. And this rose was introduced in 2022 by David Austin. Some of you may already just guess what is the rose and what's the name of the rose. So let me show you. Give me a second to start. So there it is. The rose is named after Queen Elizabeth II, and it's called Elizabeth. I put this rose in the spring because it's really, even the pictures of this rose were so beautiful. And what I like on this rose is how beautifully shaped actually the whole bloom is. If you have a look on it, it's just the color is something between white and pink, slight paling into the white, and it looks simply beautiful. It reminds me a lot on the old historic roses, but it's actually modern rose. And this is sometimes an issue when you buy an historic rose, that it's just only blooming only once, and sometimes some of them are not that good resistant against diseases nowadays. But this rose is very good and very well suited even for the pots. I put it, as I said, in a pot in the small arrangement that I did in front of the house, and this rose really looked so beautiful. It has slight fragrance, the classic English rose fragrance. And I'm very interested how this rose will perform next years, and how it will look like. For the moment in the pot, it was the first year, and usually a rose, when you plant it, it takes some time until it actually is established. Usually up to 3 years you need um, for the rose to grow into the final size. But this rose is so beautiful, and I would really be interested if some of you already planted it in the bed, how it looks like when there it is in a bed and there are other roses around it. So now I have another picture just from this rose. Maybe for you, if you consider the rose to put it into your bed, it's great next to roses that are kind of purple or lilac. And I really liked to put it exactly in this space, because I bought this year huge amount of roses that have lilac color or just the lavender one, because it has such kind of nostalgic feeling when you arrange these roses. So the next rose that I want to speak about today is exactly has exactly this color, lavender color, and this rose is called Nautica. Actually, when I first saw this rose at the breeder's place, I was not buying it. It was just seeing how beautifully shaped the bloom is. And the color was just exceptional. Usually, you do not see that often a rose that has this really lavender color. And so but when I saw it first, I thought, okay, today not, but I kept it in mind. And the next time, like in the spring, I decided to put this rose on my need to buy list and bought it. For sure, I checked first whether it's suited for pots. It is, so I put it in there, and it performed this year very well. It's very healthy modern rose that actually was bred by Cordes, and you can see it pretty well. Just I will show you the picture. You can see it pretty well how healthy the foliage is. It's very, very good. It's just no, there was no disease this year on this rose, even as this place has some, well, good sun, but not that much. So I really enjoyed it. And the color is simply amazing. It smells slightly, but next to the other roses, as I've said, to the pink roses and white roses and purple ones, it looks simply beautiful. And when this rose pale a little bit or matures, the bloom matures, it becomes really um, just this lavendel color, and it is beautiful. So the third rose that I prepared for you today and I wanted to speak about is actually a rose that I have already bought several times for my garden. And this rose is unbelievable because I've checked it on the internet. It was actually introduced in the year 1879. And actually, in this year, just to see how old this rose is, historic rose, in this year, Albert Einstein was born, and Thomas Edison just introduced publicly his first functioning light bulb. So it's really an old rose, and it is the little white pet. I really like this rose, and I have it in my garden already in a pot, in a bed, and as standard rose in front of the winter garden. But here I thought it will be simply very nice to put a little bit of hay, a little bit of structure to the area with all the pots in front of our house. So I put it in there. And it looked good, very good in the pot. If you want or do have only balcony and want to plant roses into pots, it's very easy, but you have to consider some things I do not want to elaborate today on, but you can check a video I made on this topic just later on. And this rose is really great. It has such a beautifully shaped bloom and repeats bloom as well, which is not that often, as I've said, for old roses. And this one, this specimen that I've already planted years ago in front of my winter garden, has also a story. When I bought it years ago, I planted it next to another rose, standard rose or tree rose, how they are called. And the tree rose is called Super Excelsa. Some of you may know this is a rambler, and it was really just when I planted it, a small one. But once it really grown up, it simply covered this rose that was planted originally next to it, but later on under it. So I replanted it because it was not blooming that much. And at this space, very sunny space in my garden, beautiful bloom every year. And I like it so much. And if you see how beautifully this bloom is shaped, it's simply stunning. It smells, or the fragrance is very subtle. But what I enjoy the most is when this rose start to bloom and the first white blooms come out, but all the other small buds around it are still pink and create this very nostalgic feeling in the garden and around it when you just pass by this rose and smell it and look into it. So these were my 3 additional roses for today. Do you actually have any question or anything to add that you would want me to elaborate on? I would love to answer it. No questions today? Then thanks a lot for today that you joined me on this live stream. I hope that you had a wonderful start into the year. And I'm looking forward next week to speak to you again here on the live stream. Maybe we will elaborate next week a little bit more on new roses and the plants for planting this year. But it will come only next week. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time. Bye.